Yeah, and then I'll just like introduce us, and then Brenda can take it from there.
Oh wait, Sydney, so for the raffle link, should I wait? I guess kind of like moderating the views on
And then
YouTube.
I'll just like introduce us, and then Brenda can take it from there.
Okay. So for the raffle link, should I wait?
Oh, I see it.
I guess kind of like moderating the.
One sec.
I'm
Okay. Is there still an echo?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's fine. Anyway, hello YouTube, if this is working. My name is Sydney. I'm the Vice President of ICC. Welcome to our Anyone Can Bake event inspired by Ratatouille. This week is ICC Plus, which is a week-long event just to promote student wellness, so like you guys can chill and get to know new people. If you don't know, ICC is the governing body of the pre-professional clubs at Stern. And today I'm joined with a bunch of club leaders, and we'll be making a variety of Disney-inspired recipes. So I'll pass it over to Brenda, who will like facilitate the conversations like during this event.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Brenda. I'm the ICC Director of External Affairs, and I'll be moderating today's event. I'm super excited for you guys to follow along and see what these club leaders are about to make. I just found out that each of them will be making different dishes, so that will be very interesting. And we can, I guess, all vicariously eat through the Zoom and just experience these dishes for ourselves. But we should let the club leaders introduce themselves. So does anyone want to start? Volunteer?
Yeah, I can go. Hey everyone, I'm Jess. I'm a senior. I'm co-president of USWIB, and I am studying BPE, and I'm going to be making the gray stuff from Beauty and the Beast, and I'm very excited.
Nice.
I can go next. My name's Dara. I'm also part of USWIB. I'm the vice president this semester. I'm a senior, also studying BPE with a minor in data science. And I'm going to be, this is not inspired by a movie, though it really should have been. I'm making like chocolate chip cookies in the shape of Mickey Mouse heads, and then like doing like the Mickey Mouse hat by dipping it in chocolate. So more chocolate. It's going to be great.
Very creative. Okay. And Michelle?
Yeah, hi, I'm Michelle. I am co-president of Finance Society this year, and I am a junior studying finance and economics, and I will be making Mickey Mouse French toast. So similar idea to Dara, just cutting some bread in the shape of Mickey Mouse with the ears and everything. It should be lots of fun using chocolate chips for eyes and mouth and everything.
Yeah. And Sydney, you forgot to tell us what you were making.
Yes. I'm making beignets from Princess and the Frog, inspired. Well, actually, it was like Eric, our co-president's idea. So hopefully I don't burn down my apartment with hot oil on a live stream, but I'm excited.
Nice, yes. So I guess, have you guys all prepped your ingredients?
It's happening.
It's happening. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yes,
So,
I made the dough already because it had to rest. So I'm gonna like roll it out and then like cut it into squares. But yeah.
Oh, you've pre-made it. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Does it take a while to make the dough? Is that why?
No, it just had to like rest, so like it won't be that like chewy, I guess, after I fry it. But it was like really easy.
Oh wait, Sydney, you're on mute.
Yeah, I know. That is all that I had to say.
Anyways, how have your guys' week been? How has that 1 day spring break been for you guys? Did you do anything fun?
I went home for the week, which was nice. Like I went home last Thursday, and I'm here for until this Thursday. It's not like I have any less work or anything like that, but I got to pretend like I did, and I got to garden with my mom, and now I'm getting to exploit her large kitchen.
Oh my gosh. So do you have like a bunch of just like, are you guys growing like herbs or like vegetables?
So we actually, so yeah, it's kind of like vegetables will happen in the summer. That's really a me job because she doesn't like dealing with having to water them every day. That was really only I was doing that, but now I'm not at home this summer, so I don't know what's going to happen to my vegetables. However, she likes growing herbs, and we have like a lot of flowers and plants around. Like we wanted to plant things for the spring and like decorate the yard and that kind of thing. It was really funny though. We got all these pansies, like tons and tons and tons of pansies, and we are going to spread them everywhere. We left them outside for one night and thinking that they were next to daffodils, which deer don't like. They don't like the smell of them. And the deer still came and ate literally every single flower. So
Oh, no.
they're now on our deck. They are not getting planted in the ground where the deer can't reach them.
Wow. I didn't know. Wait, where do you live? Is it like the fact that there's like deer is just like out like roaming? That's so cool.
Yes, that is a feature of New Jersey that is absolutely ridiculous. There's like periodically just like 5 deer in our backyard, and it's not like we live in a super uninhabited place, but I'm sure anyone else who's from New Jersey understands.
Okay, let's see. I didn't really do anything for the break. It was just so short. There's nothing really to do. But I've been trying to walk and run more, so I did do that.
Me too. I've been trying to up my walks because I realize that the health app tracks everything you do and it judges you hardcore if you like walk less than like last year. It like compares. So even like last week, it's like, oh, you've been walking less than last week. I was like, oh, okay, fine. You want to compete with me, health app? Like I'm gonna up you. So basically, I've been trying to walk more, and it's been really nice. I also had a lot of work this weekend, but I went on walks to take a break from that. So yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah, that's very true. I think what Jess said about the health app being pretty judgmental is very valid. I've been trying to hit 10,000 steps every day, especially since the weather in New York is getting so much nicer. But yeah, it's actually a lot harder than it used to be. Obviously, just sitting in front of your computer all day does not lend itself to getting those 10,000 steps.
I know, yeah. 10,000 steps is crazy to think about it. Like I'm not in the city, and so it's really hard to just find places to walk. I feel like even if I go on a walk, I never reach 10,000 steps, which is so sad. Okay,
10,000's a lot. I thought I was being like good with like 5,000. I need to up my goals for myself, clearly.
I desperately want Jess's Fitbit that she doesn't use anymore. Because I want to get yelled at to like be better. But honestly, now I'm kind of reconsidering because I don't want to feel bad. I like being lazy. It's really nice.
My free Fitbit, please take it. I do not use it at all.
Yeah, I suppose this is an open call to anyone who wants a free Fitbit because, you know,
Fitbit.
my resolve is wavering.
Three cups. Oh.
Okay, I guess you can go around and say like what you're doing right now in regards to like what you're making.
Oh my gosh, it's like our own YouTube show. Currently, I'm using some old-ish brown sugar that's like hard. So I'm like pounding it so it becomes like a powder. And then I'm going to cream my sugar and my butter together. This is a step that I used to mess up before I knew how to bake, and that was pretty much all the way up until quarantine last year. So we've really come a long way.
I am making pudding. from instant pudding mix, which I've never done before, and I'm really afraid that I'm going to spill it everywhere. Because the gray stuff is basically just like pudding with smushed Oreos. So, oh my God. I don't have a big enough bowl. You should see this right now. It's really embarrassing. Look how small this bowl is and how much liquid is in it. It's a treacherous moment right here. But hopefully, if I whisk it enough, it'll turn into pudding. Question mark. We'll update you on how that goes. And then I'm gonna crush some Oreos.
Ooh, sorry. I wonder what the gray stuff like was supposed to be like in the movie.
No idea. Literally no clue. Although this recipe is straight from Disney parks. So like they serve this in the Disney parks and it's legit. At least I hope.
That is so cool.
Right? Trader Joe's didn't have pudding mix, so I had to go to Target.
Ugh, the problems of Jessica Wang, who lives 2 blocks from a Trader Joe's and a Target. Ugh. God,
Just
I
Lower
feel
East
so
Side
bad
things.
for you.
Wait, oh my gosh, I live like a minute away from that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
The one in Essex Crossing? I think that's what it's called.
Okay, I guess I can go. I am rolling my dough, except I didn't flour enough, so I'm kind of struggling, but it should be fine. And my oil is just heating, but yeah.
So I basically used some leftover challah bread, cut it into Mickey Mouse shapes, and I whisked an egg and added some milk, and now it's soaking. And I put some butter in the pan, so we're waiting for that to melt and heat up, and then we'll put it in and see how it looks. Hopefully it stays together, because I think I cut the ears too thin in terms of like its attachment to the head, so we'll see.
Okay, all of you guys seem to be making progress. So in the meantime, in the spirit of our Disney themed, I was wondering, what is your guys' favorite Disney characters? Like favorite Disney character and movie?
Ariel, dude. 100%. I've been in love with her since I was like 2.
Have you watched all her movies?
Huh?
Have you watched all the Little Mermaid movies?
No, actually, I'm definitely not as big of a super fan as I claim to be, but she was my favorite princess for pretty much my whole life. And I just really liked it. And I liked her story, and I liked that she was a mermaid, and I wanted to be a mermaid. So.
I'm gonna give a cop-out answer because I was not really into the traditional like Disney princesses. Like I'd never watched the Disney princess movies until I got Disney Plus. Like it's really embarrassing. Well, a lot of them. Like I didn't watch Mulan until freshman year when it was on Netflix. I was like, I'm an Asian woman who has not watched Mulan. I'm just horrible. So my favorite was always High School Musical growing up. Vanessa Hudgens was my gal. I was like, Gabriella is my idol. Like I want to be nerdy and like the captain of the freaking whatever team like Deca. I don't know. I forget.
Decathlon.
It was the decathlon.
Academic decathlon. I was like, I want to be that like smart ass person who goes to like Stanford or some cool school, NYU's same level. Yeah. And like is also like super involved in like the arts, and like I did theater in high school, and I was like, I'm Gabriella, you know, like I'm living my full High School Musical life. So Gabriella is my favorite Disney character.
Yeah.
I actually will add to that. Now that I think about it, like Camp Rock was my favorite Disney movie series, and I have watched all the Camp Rocks, and I was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers. I'm still in love with them. If my boyfriend is watching, I'm sorry. But I told him to join. I'm not sure if he's still here. But and I loved Demi Lovato. I always wanted to be able to sing like her.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Camp Rock movie, the one where they had like Camp Wars, I found that so cool. Like, I really love that.
I think they're using some footage from the scene where they're doing the chant for Camp Rock in some of the TikToks now. They're actually really funny. But I'd say my favorite Disney character growing up was probably Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I just really loved that movie. It was such a classic for me, and I always watched it whenever we wanted to watch Disney movies. Yeah.
Did you like the live action version?
I actually liked it. I thought it was really pretty in terms of the scenery and the costumes. And I love Emma Watson too, so it was really, really fun.
Yeah, if Harry Potter was a Disney movie, I think Jess and I would definitely be in the Harry Potter camp for Disney at least. Oh, 100%. 100% agree.
Okay, I think mine would have to be Tangled. I think it's such a good movie. I really like the songs and like the animation and just everything. I like the new like the updated Rapunzel character, not like the one from like antiquity fairy tales, I suppose. And I also appreciate like cast iron pans because like I only use cast iron pans.
Okay, so to everyone watching, we have a raffle at the end of the event. But to those who are streaming with us right now, I will drop the raffle form down on the YouTube comment section. And I guess I'll announce when you can sign up for the raffle. And then we have a window of 5 minutes. So please be sure to fill out this form by then.
What do you guys think is the most efficient way to crumble a bunch of Oreos without a food processor?
Do you have anything heavy? Like you could put the Oreos in a plastic bag and then like smash them.
Yeah.
I have a pan.
Yeah. That would work.
My poor
A lot of
roommate's in class. She's just gonna hear clink, clink, clink.
You cover a lot of surface area with the pan.
That's true.
Really.
But I don't have big enough like this. These are all the plastic bags I have. So I'm gonna have to go like a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
We'll experiment. It's fine.
It'll be good. So do any of you own a baking scale, for flour and stuff?
Yes, 100%. So useful.
Oh, I need one. It's like I feel like shameful when I watch Great British Bake Off and they're all like, I do this in X grams and then I weigh it on my scale. And I'm like, first of all, I apologize for that accent. Second of all, like, I'm just jealous. And then I feel bad because I should be doing that. They just shame me every time about my poor flour measuring skills.
Yeah, especially because it has to be so specific in baking. Like, I am so bad at it. Also, I've been a baking fan for like many years, but I only realized maybe like a year or two ago that you're not supposed to measure wet ingredients in the dry ingredient measuring cups. I was like, I hope this hasn't just ruined all the recipes I've ever made. Like, I hope it's about the same.
Ignorance is bliss, Jess.
Ignorance is bliss. It's fine.
I do that all the time, and it's like fine. So
what difference
I don't
can it
own
really
a liquid
make?
measuring cup.
It's just the meniscus. Like, whatever. You overshoot it a little bit. It's probably fine. Fine.
I finished frying my French toast and it actually came out really nice. Like it kind of looks like Mickey Mouse a little bit. And I just have to add the chocolate chip.
That's so cute.
That's a pretty good cut. Did you like trim it with a knife by yourself or did you have like a cutout?
So I used shot glasses for the ears. This is my 21st birthday last week. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, and then I cut around it with a knife.
Nice. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So Michelle's like leading the way then. She's almost done. Jessica, where are you at with your gray stuff?
Pudding's in the fridge. It is setting. Right now I'm about to start smashing this. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is how they started out. It's like Oreos. Also, they're Oreo thins because they're all I could find at Trader Joe's. But we're gonna attempt to smash these now. Let's see how this goes. My smasher is this.
Nice.
Ready? Did you hear that?
Stress. Oh, that's actually really satisfying.
Wait, that sounds really nice.
All right. I need a more flat surface.
What about you, Dara? How are things looking for you?
So as I don't know if I mentioned it. So our hand blenders, as well as like I have like a KitchenAid mixer, but that's in New York. And our hand blender isn't working. So like, you know, or like a hand electric whisk. So currently what I have done is use the food processor to combine the butter and the sugar, but it's not perfect. So I'm gonna like stir it more with my spatula. So that's currently what's happening. And then, so I don't use eggs in my baking, but I have like a really good egg replacer, which is just like 3 tablespoons full fat yogurt and 1 tablespoon oil. And so I'm gonna put that in, and then the vanilla, and then the dry ingredients. And then we're gonna make some chocolate chip cookies.
Nice. And Sydney, how's your beignets? I can see them. They look beautiful.
Yes, I really am excited to try them. They look okay so far. I mean, like, I feel like you can't go that wrong with fried dough. I wish they were a little bit puffier, but I think it'll be all right. Wait, also, Dara, why don't you use egg?
So my mom's religion, she's Jain, which is kind of similar to Hinduism, if you guys are familiar with that. And so they're pretty strict about like, first of all, like vegetarianism, but in particular also just like using animal products. Like we don't go all the way in terms of veganism. And honestly, I respect everyone who does it, but I am not capable. So as a kid, I just grew up not eating eggs. And so like everything I learned to make or cook like was without eggs. And then I also personally but I used to not care. Like I would eat like baked goods or anything like in a store or whatever. Like I would just eat stuff with eggs. It didn't matter to me. But now I've like I don't know, for like environmental and like just like world reasons, I'm like, maybe I should really try limiting it. Like not that I baked with it anyway, but now I'm like trying in general to like not even, because there's so many options in New York to eat vegan or like eat eggless. Just like trying more, but it goes like, it's really hard because sometimes people will just have cake and you want to eat the cake. So we'll see. But yeah, I never really learned how to cook with them. So it's just, I just am used to figuring out the substitutes.
Yeah, that's so cool. I feel like the only egg substitute I've used is like flax eggs or like chia eggs.
Yeah, I've never actually tried that. How did it go for you?
It actually went pretty well. I used it for the healthy banana bread recipe, like of course. So what other recipe?
Yes.
But it worked really well, actually.
That's cool. I have never ended up trying it for whatever reason, because I found this one particular egg replacer. So I got into baking like actually during quarantine, like I mentioned, and so I was home. And so we were trying to figure out, my mom and I, like what worked for her, because she also really likes baking. And she's done it a lot. So we through trial and error and figuring out what she knew, like we found that for cookies and like for banana bread, that kind of thing, like this yogurt oil combination works really well. But for cakes and cupcakes, it actually helps to have a little bit of vinegar in the mix because it helps the cake rise. And like a trick with that is like if you do it, like I think putting the vinegar, like try and have the cake in the oven as soon as the vinegar's in the cake, so you get the reaction like immediately, and like try and cook it immediately. And it's worked really well. I've made some fantastic cakes with that. But yeah, as I said, I'm very bad at cutting out other forms of dairy. I love them too much.
Yeah. So Dara and Jessica, you guys are both seniors, right? And I know Michelle is a junior. So far, you've been at Stern for a while now. What would you say is your most memorable or most embarrassing moment that you are willing to share and could possibly be a good lesson for freshmen to keep in mind of?
Most embarrassing was not having a LinkedIn profile and people trying to connect with me on LinkedIn and me saying, "What is that?"
It's okay. I also didn't make a LinkedIn until like the last year of last semester of first year.
Oh my God, freshman year when I was studying for, I think it was the economic and political theory thought class that we had freshman year for BPE. My friend tried explaining to me what a bond was, like a treasury bond, for probably an hour, and I could not get it through my head how it impacted, like, I don't know, like the money supply, something
I
economic.
still don't know what that is. There's people in
Okay.
our program who understand econ, and I'm like, well, I never got there, but okay.
I never got there. Yeah, no. People are like, yeah, I took AP micro, AP macro. I was like, excuse me? I took chemistry. Like, what? You guys have a head start on this? What do you mean? And it was just the funniest thing because she was like physically handing me like a piece of paper and being like, this is a treasury bill. And I just like could not understand it. This isn't even embarrassing. This is just like me being dumb and forgetting, not actually being dumb, because who cares if you know what a treasury bond is? But this doesn't count. This is entertaining. What is like a funny thing that we can say, Dara? Are there any like study abroad things that are like funny and bad? Embarrassing?
I feel like there were things that we shouldn't talk about on this live stream.
Right.
I guess
me just not knowing what business was at all freshman year.
Yeah,
I think
fair.
that was it.
I think one thing that was interesting and like surprising was how many people get homesick when you study abroad.
Yeah.
That it's like normal and it's okay. I've never been passionate about Thanksgiving in my life. I was the most passionate in the world when I was in London.
In London,
I was like,
I want a freaking thing of mashed potatoes right now.
Yes, I was like, I've never even really done a Thanksgiving dinner, but I want to see all of
I was so
friends.
nostalgic for no reason.
Yes, so that's normal. So when you go study abroad, I guess to your earlier question, Brenda, like it's cool if you aren't sure if you want to be there for a second, and if you're stressed about it, that's fine, because in the end it'll be a great experience, but it's normal to feel that way.
Also, I didn't have a food processor, so it didn't get too fine, but here's my crushed Oreos, in case you're wondering. Could be worse.
Jessica, from the chat, Eric recommended using a textbook instead of a pan.
You think I have a textbook, Eric? Eric, I'm taking one class. No textbooks this semester. But thank you for the suggestion.
I tried my beignets and they're quite delicious, I must say. Like, I haven't had fried dough in a while. I don't know. The last fried dough I've had is like Chinese, like the stick that you eat with like congee. But I haven't had like sweet fried dough in a while, and this is like quite good, I must say.
It looks really good.
Thank you.
It looks so good. Is it stuffed with anything?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's just like straight up fried dough. But apparently in Princess and the Frog, like she puts honey on it as well. So that's what I'm doing right now. I guess
How would you say the texture compares to the one that the beignets in Grace Street?
I feel like theirs are better. They're like more fluffy. Mine are a little bit vertically challenged, but I don't know. Similar flavor, like fried dough and sugar.
Yeah.
Question for you all. How long do you think I should chill my cookie dough for?
10, 20 minutes in the fridge. It's fine.
Or
Right?
it says to chill it, the recipe.
No, but I know you're supposed to. And once I learned that you were supposed to, I felt like a bad baker when I didn't. It tastes great.
I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but like sometimes I just put it in the freezer for like half the time instead of like the recommended time in the fridge. Can you do that? Or is that like kind of not allowed?
All the years of watching baking on
go
YouTube,
ahead.
and I don't know the answer.
I don't know.
I do it sometimes, like when I'm crunched on a time crunch. So I think it like kind of works, but it's like not the best. But anyway, Michelle, how does your French toast taste?
It actually tastes really good. I feel a little guilty eating Mickey, but it's okay.
What toppings did you put on your French toast?
I had different sized chocolate chips. So I used big ones for the nose and small ones for the eyes and the mouth.
Can we see it? Can we see the Mickey's face?
He's half eaten, but
Aww. Wait, Michelle and Sydney, what about you guys for the like what are some memories and some advice from those memories? Because you guys are also going to be seniors soon and graduate soon, and you're welcome for that freak out I just gave you.
yeah, that's crazy to think about, but I have an interesting little story for when we eventually go back to in-person classes. So as a freshman, I kind of booked all my classes back to back without any regard for the location and like how far apart they were, like the buildings from each other. So at one point I had 15 minutes to get from the Stern Gould Plaza area all the way to like Mercer Street and even all the way like across the park towards Union Square as well. So I would not recommend doing that, and I would actually look into the locations of the buildings before registering for classes, which is not an issue online, but in person, hopefully, it's a good issue to have.
You get your daily workout though. You're just like rushing.
For sure, for sure.
Could you ever imagine saying that it's a good issue to have to figure out your classes and like all of that stuff? Because I remember that was like the biggest burden of life. I was always so stressed about it, and now it's like what I would do to be stressed about that right now.
Right, yeah. Puts things in perspective a little bit.
I cannot really think of one. I guess, okay, I guess I would say like, so obviously I have my fair share of classes I like didn't do that well in, which is pretty embarrassing, I guess, but like, I don't know, it's pretty normal. But I guess one piece of advice I would give is like to reach out to your TAs. I think like this is not really an embarrassing memory, but like one of my TAs actually became like one of my pretty good friends, and like she's so cool. She graduated last semester and like we still keep in contact, even though like she was just my OrCom TA and I didn't even know her like beforehand. So I would recommend that.
Same goes for professors. I'm like BFFs with some of my professors now, and all it took was like raising my hand in class. Like, wow. Like they're so cool. And they're so knowledgeable in their expertise. It's like, why didn't I do this earlier? You know?
Who are you best friends with? That's so cool.
Like one of my Dara, our management and organizations professor in Shanghai, her name was Julia Her, and she was amazing, like the coolest person ever. Like we all just wanted to be her friend. She was so cool. And I reached out last summer and was like, my internship got shortened. Like, what do I like? Do you have any research opportunities? And she was like, sure. So I was her research assistant last summer, and we just got to like meet every week and chat, like half about research, half just about life. Like she gave amazing life advice, and I was like, dang, like this is awesome. Like I want to be you one day.
I'm unbelievably jealous. I was like so in love with her. Like it was really funny. I was in that Jess and I had the same professor, but we weren't in the same section. The section I was in had a couple of my other friends and my boyfriend, and we went for our project that we were all in this like class, or for the project that we did for this class we were all in together. We went to her office hours, and I just like so badly wanted to be her friend, and I made this, but she's like really sweet, but like also I don't think used to students trying to be her friend. And so like I made like this really, awkward joke because I have no filter and like word vomit tendencies. And I like said this joke, I don't remember what it was. We walked out, and like my other friend and my boyfriend both looked at me and they were like, what did you just say? Like, you're insane. Like I just want her to like me. I want to be your friend. Like, she's so cool. Because she's like young and like just awesome and like so real with us. So yeah, that's my embarrassing. I'm just out here embarrassing myself, but it's fine.
It's okay. That was a wholesome story though. I feel like she'd appreciate it. She's like, oh, they have a friend crush on me. Like, I think that's when you know you're like doing good as a teacher. Like you're fine if your students like wanna, yeah. Do you guys, Sydney and Michelle, have any professor recommendations and stories?
I don't know if I have any like really interesting stories, but I think I got pretty lucky in terms of the professors I've had. Starting freshman spring, I took financial accounting with Shahada, and she was honestly one of my favorite professors at Stern. Yeah. I also had Professor Phillips for management, and she was also really great.
Is it Professor Taylor Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did explore research. She was super cool.
She's really into research too. Yeah. She's very passionate about what she teaches, which really makes the class more fun, in my opinion.
Yes, those are the best teachers. I agree.
I don't know. I feel like this is not really relatable to like New York people, but I really liked my Madrid professors. Like, my like from the business classes, like all the way to the language classes, especially. Yeah, I don't know. I just really liked their like teaching style and things like that.
Yeah, I remember you said you really liked Madrid, that you were thinking of doing a second semester there, right?
Yeah, I like applied to stay like the day before it was due, like to stay an extra semester, and I got accepted, but I didn't like sign it or whatever, or like actually like follow through, which I guess was a good idea considering how everything turned out. But yeah, I really did like Madrid.
So in terms of food progress, where are you guys now? I think, Michelle, you're like almost done, right? If not done.
Yeah, I'm done. I finished. It was delicious.
Now you're just chilling.
I am in the final stages of mixing. It is slowly becoming gray. It's a little brown right now, which I guess is like equally gross. Like it's supposed to look gross anyways. But it reminds me of like, do you remember in grade school when they would make like dirt and it was just like chocolate pudding with Oreos? Like that's literally what it is. But without like the gummy worms. And I'm just making like a whole vat of it. essentially. And it's looking delicious.
Do you have to let it cool or something? You can see it.
Nope. Once I'm done mixing, I think I'm just like done. I can just like eat it, plate it up. I'm going to be eating pudding for days. There's so much of it.
It's okay.
If anyone's in New York and wants a COVID safe distanced pudding handoff, I have a lot.
Wait, I have so many beignets. Let me just show you guys. I have like these that are in the process, and then I have a whole entire thing left. So I don't know. Maybe Jess and I can have a handoff, or I'll just like wrap the dough and save it up for next time.
Sydney, can you describe to us the process of making the beignet dough? Because isn't it like a big challenge?
Okay, I thought it was gonna be way harder, but like it's actually okay. So you combine some warm milk, sugar, warm water, sugar, and yeast in a bowl. And then in your stand mixer, you combine eggs and then you add milk to those eggs. And then you add bread flour, and then you add your yeast mixture, and then you add the rest of your bread flour, and then you just let it rest and then roll it out and fry it. That's basically it.
Do you have to use bread flour, or could you use like normal cake flour?
You probably there must be recipes that use normal like all-purpose or maybe even cake flour, but I just happen to have bread flour, so I was like, might as well use that. Yeah, because I recently bought like a big box full of like 5 bags of bread flour because I do like making bread, so I thought I might as well put that to use.
Oh my God, I love making bread. It's so therapeutic and so satisfying to see it rise.
Yes. Wait, Dara, what kind of bread do you make?
I mean, I really just like making do you know like the no knead dough recipe that a lot of people like by Jim Leahy, where you just sort of like leave it to sit for a really long time with a small amount of yeast. I really like doing that and just like making my bread from that. But I want to try and start experimenting with new breads because I've like made some flavored breads and that's been fun. And I've made like focaccia before, which was really fun. But I want to make that more of a staple because I just love bread. It's so good. Great.
Focaccia is always like such an easy and delicious time. I mean,
Yeah.
Like basil and like cherry tomatoes, I think that's like the most basic kind.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, we did cherry tomatoes and rosemary. Oh my God, it was so good. So good. But yeah, I'm currently the dough chilled for like 0.2 seconds, whatever. And it is now, I'm now scooping it out and I'm gonna try and shape some Mickey Mouse ears. We'll see how it goes.
So I know Dara like bakes a lot as I do, but Jess and Michelle, like, do you often cook more or bake, or is this like a new hobby or just dabbling? How is your baking life?
I love to bake. I am a cookie fanatic. But I'm not great at everything else. I'm like basically a beginner for everything else. But I have a stand mixer at home, not here, unfortunately, that's teal. And if anyone's a Harry Potter fan, it's named Fleur because it's teal. So Fleur is my companion at home when I make cookies and other baked goods. I love also like banana bread and cakes and other stuff like that, but I'm not as good at cooking. So that's something that I'm trying to get better at too. Also, look, it's gray / slightly brown, but
That's
it's okay.
so cool.
I'm so excited to just like eat this by the spoonful.
Yeah, for me, I would say I definitely love baking. It's very fun, and eating the finished products is also very fun. Um, Lately, I've been trying to make healthier recipes, so lots of baked oats and those kinds of dishes and desserts. And like Jess, I kind of dabble in cooking too. Definitely taking this opportunity at home to learn more. But yeah, definitely always a fun hobby to have.
What would you guys say was your worst baking fails? Because I like remember the first time I tried to bake, I made like chocolate chip cookies, but they all spread out. And so it was just like one whole pan. And so like I just cut it into squares. It was so bad. It was really, really bad.
I tried to make a cake for the first time in quarantine. I don't know like what we did wrong, but it was disgusting. It was like the most disgusting thing. And like we all tried it, and everyone except for my father, who we don't know what's wrong with his taste buds, but thank God he has them because he's very complimentary. Everyone else was like, "This is disgusting," and my dad was like, "No, it's great. What are you talking about?" And he just proceeded to eat the cake, and all of us were like, "Why?" But okay.
What cake did you guys try to make?
Oh my God, it was like a New York Times cooking recipe, like a mocha something cake. It's on the website. Y'all should check it out. I mean, there was no reason for it to be so gross, but it really, really was. I think we put like too much baking soda or something, or like something made the flavor of the cake just taste off, or like we put too much salt or something weird happened like that. I don't know. Um, but it's okay. You live and learn. Uh,
At least it was edible.
Mine was definitely the first time I made cookies. You know how cookies are flat? You expect that you have to form the dough to make it flat. So little me did not form it into a ball before putting it in the oven, and they all formed one giant cookie sheet. It was great. It was wonderful. I just cut it up and eat it anyways, but I learned my lesson the hard way.
Sydney,
I've
we
had
need
way
your.
too many
Oh,
baking fails to like recount just one of them. I think, yeah, definitely have my fair share of like messed up macarons. Like I am a bit of a perfectionist, so like my mom knows the most. Like if something messed up and I was like, this doesn't taste good, I kind of just want to like get it out of my house and my memory as soon as possible. But then my family is like, it literally like tastes fine, you know. But yeah, definitely like macarons. Oh, okay. I guess most recently, like I made a birthday cake for my mom, but I forgot to add sugar. Like I forgot to add sugar. Like that's the most classic mistake, you know. However, it was okay because mom like doesn't like sugar, like extremely. She just doesn't like sugar. So I was like, okay, I think I can salvage this by just putting like simple syrup on cakes. Like if you don't know, that's what people usually do to keep them moist. So I did that, and it actually like was fine because it was like a chocolate mousse cake. So the mousse also had sugar, and not all was lost.
oh my Mickey
Michelle,
Mouse. Oh, go ahead.
Michelle, do you have any?
Yeah, I was gonna share one that's kind of funny. I don't know if it's like a baking fail, but I was making sunny side up eggs, and I always like to put some salt and black pepper on it too, just to top it off. And one time I put sugar instead of salt, so I had some really, really sweet eggs.
How did that taste?
It wasn't great. I wouldn't do it again, but it was fine.
You could have just whipped it all up and you would have been one step closer to like meringue or icing
True.
or something, you know?
Like an egg tart. Okay, this is the moment of truth, guys. I mean, it's delicious. What else is gonna be? It's pudding and Cool Whip and Oreos all smashed into one. Oh, that's delicious. Ooh, midterms treat for me.
Okay, if you guys, I guess for Michelle and Jessica, if you had to objectively rate your food, how it tastes wise, what's your rating? And I guess Sydney too, since you've tried your beignets as well.
I'll give it an 11 out of 10. Those are some good Mickey Mouse French toast.
I would agree. 11 out of 10.
I can't say mine are that stellar, but I think maybe like, I don't know, like a 7. It like tastes fine, but I just think it could be like a bit better. But yeah.
Sydney, I just realized that you'd probably want to forget adding sugar instead of the opposite, like Michelle adding like a bunch of salt on your cake, because then that's not salvageable.
Yeah, that would have been like 20 times worse.
Do you guys have any favorite baking like content creators on like YouTube, TikTok, Netflix, I guess, etc.?
Dada Eats. She is she's like our age, like 26-ish. And she does all this stuff about like healthy baking, healthy cooking, and like I love her. Also, she is Indian, so she has a lot of fun like Indian inspired recipes, which I really like because like I'm always looking for ways to incorporate that kind of stuff into like my daily food. So yeah, huge fan of her.
Wait, what was that name?
Dada
can you
Eats.
spell that?
Oh yeah, it's like DADA Eats, EATS, and she's releasing a cookbook. And yeah, she's very cool. She's like on the Today Show. She's so young. Like I'm just like, why am I not as cool as you at my age? Like I'm only like 3 years younger than you, dude. But anyway, she's dope.
Okay, I think for me, there's a few, I guess. I like Joshua Weissman and Binging with Babish, of course. They're like really well known. But as for like Instagram, I really like Displaced Housewife, Rebecca Firth. Like all of her recipes are so good. I have her cookbook. Who else? There's this one like TikToker. I don't know. I never tried any of his recipes, but he's like 19. He's from Berkeley. His name's like
Chef Eats, is that one?
No, I think it's what's his name?
Cornell, sorry.
George. It's like Chef George or something, and all of his recipes are like Asian inspired, but they're all like vegan, which is kind of cool. But I haven't tried any of his.
I think I know which TikToker you guys are talking about. The one that's in Cornell, and then his videos are like a perfect.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. He has really good food. Yeah.
Yeah, Chef Eats. That's who he is. But I think there's a different one before.
Sydney, have you watched that episode where it was like both Binging with Bebish and Joshua Weissman? They did, I think, like a levain cookie recipe together or something like that.
Yes, I did watch that. Yeah, and I think they also did like a collab about sourdough, and that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm also a big Binging with Babish fan, and Sola, and basically everyone from Bon Appetit. R.I.P.
Also, just like everyone from the Great British Bake Off. Agreed. Michelle, what about you?
What's the question? Sorry, guys.
Who's like an influencer or like a content creator for baking that you really like?
I mean, I gotta say Gordon Ramsay, right? I don't think he's an influencer, but his words are gospel.
True.
My recent favorite on YouTube has been Kenji Lopez Alt. Has anybody heard of him?
Yes,
Sydney.
the food lab. Yes.
Yes,
The
Food
best
Lab.
cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
It's just like really accessible recipes, even though he's like a pro chef. And he's like not stingy about what ingredients you use. He's just like, whatever's in your fridge, like it's you're eating it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like as long as you like it, who cares? And I'm like, I love that mentality. Like, don't shame people for what they like to eat.
Yeah, I make his easy Thanksgiving turkey like every year. It's like so good. It's like no
have not tried
brining or
that.
anything like that, but like it's just so moist and delicious.
Dang. I need to try that. He had a scrambled egg recipe in the New York Times the other week. It was a while ago. And I tried it and it was very good.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like all about all of the easy cooking people. Like, I love to cook, but I'm also like all of you, a student with like a life. And I've really enjoyed quarantine, or like I've really enjoyed COVID times from the perspective of like I have time I can make myself like a hot lunch and a hot dinner and like a hot breakfast. Like I can have 3 hot meals a day, I suppose, and I don't have to pack a lunch. I don't have to meal prep. Like I can just cook, and it's been really awesome. But at the same time, like because of that, like I really enjoyed bloggers that are just like, because I don't feel like I would want to make a fancier or like a more involved recipe if I was meal prepping, because then I would like have that more involved recipe for the whole week and it would feel like worth it. But now it's like great because I can just like get inspiration from whatever's in my fridge. And so I really like following people who are like, here are like types of things that you can do and substitute what you have, because it's like better inspiration. And like, yeah, I just eat some form of like a bowl for every meal, but it's great.
I guess this is more for Jess and Dara, but like what do you think it would be like when you actually like enter the workforce, like and have to cook? Like, do you think you would go back to meal prep, or do you think you would have more time? I don't know. Have you thought about it?
Definitely going to meal prep. I am going to make one meal and it's going to last me 4. Because I know I will not have time. And there's so many like one pot pastas and like rice bowls and just like stuff that I would not care. Like I'd be happy to eat multiple days in a row. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm assuming if we're in person again in the near future and come like going to work, that nearby like restaurants will have like lunch deals and stuff, which I'd also be excited to do and like actually get to pick up food around the office. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to having to cook 3 meals a day and work at the same time. How about you, Dara?
Yeah, I don't know. So there's like some services that I want to try out like now. So like Hungry Root and like Fresh Direct or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I want to see how those work for me because it could be more cost effective. I think it just depends though. I think basically in some shape or form, right? Like that's a form of meal prepping. It's just that I'm paying someone else to do it. Versus this case, I would have to do it. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna be really hard. We'll see. We shall see. If not, I will find a way to have a regular like I remember my bosses used to have like regular orders at the salad places like nearby, and like that way you don't feel bloated and you eat healthy and you take sort of the decision making out of your day. So that could be something that I would try too. That is expensive, which is what's stressful.
Yeah, like I honestly wouldn't be too mad if the beginning of the summer was, or the beginning of our jobs were virtual. Because I'm like, if I could live at home, like I'd have time to cook or even go home and my mom could cook for me, which would be even better. Dara, I'm envious.
Yeah, I'm really living it up this week. Also, I have to go to the bathroom, you guys, but I will be back.
Sydney, are you just eating the rest of your beignets?
Most definitely not. I think I would have a heart attack. I'm eating dinner. Yeah.
Jess, I really like your backdrop. It's like one of those pictures that you'd find as like a Zoom backdrop, but it's like your actual background.
Thank you.
Did you like purposely put it up like for Zoom, or was it always been like that?
No, it just like happened to be that I put plants and like lights in opportune places. Like, and I'm gonna get like wall art here too, so it'll look even better. I don't know. I've been complimented on that so many times, and I'm like, I'm just in my sublet, like my room for a few months, and it like happened to look good. Also, I have such good like lighting because during the day I have a balcony and this is like a window in front of me or like the sliding doors. So I have like great natural sunlight. I don't know if anyone has like class with me or sees me during USWIB. Like the lighting is so good. And also it's just like so nice to have light during the day. Like I feel like I'm so much happier just because I get so much sunlight throughout the day, even though I'm just sitting at my desk. And then I have like this light lamp set up here that makes it look good at night too. So it's all good. It's great. I also love interior design along with baking. So that's why maybe it looks good. I don't know.
Did you ever pursue a career in interior design?
Maybe, you know, like I could use my business degree. I would need like a designer because I'm not that good at designing itself. I just like looking at it. Like I could do with like the customer interaction, I feel like, but I'd need like a designer. Michelle's laughing at me.
No, it's good to pinpoint the strengths and weaknesses. It's how you make a good team.
I'll do the back end. I'll do the numbers and whatnot. Have any of you seen Dream Home Makeover on Netflix? They are such goals. They're like 29 years old and have an interior design empire in Utah, but like they're really successful. And I'm like, wow, that could be me in 7 years. Haha. Just kidding.
Yeah, I really loved all those renovation shows, like HGTV. Those were fun.
HGTV and Food Network were like my Food Channel Network were my go-tos every time I was home.
I would say I watch a lot of AD videos. I love those. I feel like they're so cool.
Architectural Digest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like,
especially with the celebrities.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Just like manifesting that one day.
I know. Like one day I'll be able to afford that.
One day. Don't know when.
Yep. Guys, I'm gonna get such a sugar rush, and then I'm gonna study for my midterm after this and be like wired. Like I'm just gonna be eating my gray stuff, like coding, because it's a coding midterm. I'll be like, I won't be able to sleep.
It's okay.
I guess like similar to like what Jess said about interior design, I guess like for both of you, are there any, I don't know, industries that you think it would be cool to like maybe start something or like just work in that's not like traditional finance consulting?
This question's for Dara.
I
Dara,
just came back. I heard my name. What's up?
this question is perfect for you.
Oh gosh, what is it?
Well, because I mentioned my love for interior design and they asked if I would ever like go into it. And I was like, maybe. Like I would love it, but I am not great at it. But then Sydney asked, like, are there any industries that you would want to go into that are interesting to you? And I feel like you have a good one. So
Oh yes. Definitely fashion. Fashion and beauty. Also, I just checked in on my Mickey Mouse cookies and they really turned into like hearts / triangles / they're ginormous. It's fine. It's Valentine's Day on March 22nd. Yeah, no, definitely fashion and beauty. For sure. Like that's like my whole life goal as of right now. I think it would be super fun. That said, like I've gotten more interested in just like working for brands that I really like. Like for most of my life, the brands that I cared about were fashion and beauty brands, but as I've gotten more into food and wellness, like that's expanded to food and wellness brands. As I've, moved into my own apartment, that's expanded to interior design brands because now I'm obsessive about furnishing it. Like there's tons of brands that I admire that I think all evoke like things that inspire me, and like working for any one of them across those fields would be super fun. But I guess the baseline is I really like retail. Like I really like sell it, like when companies sell products and like being able to work with those products. And yeah, that's like super interesting to me at least.
yeah, I mentioned interior design. Another, obviously, love food and bev. So would potentially go into like the food or maybe even grocery industry. Like I'm a big Trader Joe's fan and also a big Wegmans fan and also a big Costco fan. So I'm like, is my industry food and like grocery? Like maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
But that's why
I
we're
like
doing
the idea of like,
consulting, so we don't have to figure it out right now.
exactly. We've got time. We're just coasting until we figure it out. I feel like I came to business school because I feel an attachment to like consumer brands that I interacted with as a consumer, like food and bev, retail, entertainment, like companies that I know their product and I feel passionate about their product. And I feel like that's just harder when a lot of the jobs that certain kids go into are very intangible. Like the product or service is intangible. It's like consulting, it's like you're selling strategy, or you're in banking, you're selling like this or that. It's like a service, it's an intangible service. So I feel like it'll be a little more tough to find that innate like relation and passion for the company because I don't really get the end product, but maybe I'll get there once I understand it and actually work in it. But yeah, I could definitely see myself pivoting into something different that I really like. I love media. Like I worked in digital media because I love like explainer journalism. That's something that I absolutely love. I wrote my Common App essay on the BBC News app because it was my favorite app. Like, I don't know. Love that. Love the news. Oh my God. They look like so yummy,
look like
but
hearts.
not Mickey.
No, they don't look like me. I mean, you can kind of see it in the. I'll move the laptop.
Dar, you could cut them out. Do you have like a Mickey cutter? Like a
No, I don't. I don't care. They're cookies. Cookies are cookies, and it's fine. But yeah, you can kind of.
Oh, they're not bad. I can see.
They're not
I can
bad.
See.
They look yeah. Like this one. This one's pretty good. Yeah,
they look like
so
teddy
bad.
bears.
They look cute. They look good.
I'm gonna drizzle chocolate on the top halves now. It's gonna be great.
Yum.
What about you, for like industries?
Yeah. So I remember this question was like very popular in our freshman seminar that we took. I don't even remember what it's called anymore, but with cohorts and everything.
CLP?
Yes. Okay. Oh my God, it was like 2 years ago. I already forgot. Yeah, I always said like, a National Geographic photographer because it kind of involves traveling and photography, which I really like. And being able to like take pictures of nature was really fun.
What about you, Sydney?
I think I resonate a lot with what Jess said. Like, I think the tangible aspect of like a consumer packaged good is like very, I don't know, it kind of makes the work maybe more tangible and more rewarding in a sense as well. I don't know, there are like so many different brands I like whether it's from like what's it called, go squeeze to like, I don't know, more complicated things. I don't know. And I before like I became more interested in consulting, I was really, and I still am interested in like product management, I guess regarding tech. But then I always wondered like, imagine what would it be like to be an actual like product manager of like a Trader Joe's product, you know? And like working on the entire process from beginning to end, from like the recipe tasting to like the packaging and like the sourcing and all the things like that. Because I used to listen a lot to Trader Joe's podcast called Inside Trader Joe's, and they talk a lot about like their inner workings, and it was like so interesting to me because I really, really like Trader Joe's, probably like half of NYU, but yeah.
I agree. Like when I first came to the US and I went to Trader Joe, I didn't believe people when they said like you could literally get anything and it tastes good. But then I found that for myself and it's mind blowing.
Yeah, I hear you guys. Actually, I thought the way, yeah, you guys put it, just like anything that's a product, I think it's just interesting. I don't know. But you know what? There's lots of people who think like, well, lots of people at Stern in particular who are very good at understanding how money works. I don't understand how money works. I think Michelle probably is the one out of all of us who understands. And I think that that is like fascinating and like shocking to me because I'm like, product is so easy. Like I just think about how I interact with it every day. It's not that hard, but like it's always very impressive to me when people are like debt. And I'm like, huh? So
Like structured credit. I'm like, don't know what those, I know what those two words mean, but not together.
Catch me as a senior still being like, what is a stock? Michelle, what are your thoughts on this?
Thoughts on just understanding these kind of intangible concepts?
Yeah. Versus like maybe working in a like more tangible.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, even as a freshman, just actually understanding what you're studying, I think was really, really important because it's so easy to just fall into the trap of memorizing things and just preparing for exams, and you don't actually learn anything, and it's kind of for nothing. So that's why anytime I talk to freshmen or sophomores, I really tell them to go to clubs and speaker events and things like that, because that really contextualizes a lot of the material that you learn about. And I think that's the best way to actually understand what you enjoy doing as well, because I don't think any classes we take, even at a place like Stern, are actually that translatable to any jobs, right? So talking to people and going to other events is the most important.
I will say I did successfully explain short selling to my parents when GameStop was a thing, you know?
I still don't know. I know I was taught it. I know, and I vaguely have a concept, like a conceptual understanding that you just kind of do the opposite of what you're supposed to do. But yeah, my grandfather, who like made his career as like a stock trader, is rolling over in his grave right now. But it's fine.
Like, what do you mean you bet on it going down? What? Yeah.
How's it going, Dara?
Oh my gosh, slow but steady. I'm sorry. It's going well though. The Mickey Mouses have a hat and it's very ugly to look at, but it's gonna taste so good because there's like a quarter of a bag of chocolate chips that's been melted that is going onto these. So I'm very excited for them to like be eaten. But yeah, you can hear, I'll show you my messy work. They have like a little.
They're so
Will taste
cute.
so good. Like you cannot go wrong with chocolate cookies.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was
That's
thinking, I was
very
like, maybe
true.
yeah, like I was thinking, like maybe I'll make icing. And then I was like, but I could just put more chocolate.
yes.
I love
Jess and Michelle and Dara, like, are there any recipes that you are hoping to like try in the future or soon?
There's so many, just all of them. Like, I am relatively inexperienced in a diverse set of recipes because I like what I like and I will make the same things over and over again. Like Starbucks copycat banana bread, I will make till the day I die. So rather than like trying new recipes, I'll probably just keep making the ones I always make. But if you have any that you really like, let me know and they'll become maybe one of the ones that I really like and make all the time.
I've been meaning to make Sydney our banana bread for quite some time, but my creative juices have really left me during the school year. Like I've barely even cooked for the last few weeks because I've had so much going on. So it's actually very therapeutic. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably get right back into baking when school is out and like I have the space to be creative and think of fun things, but for right now, it's pretty much cooked to survive.
Yeah, I've been meaning to try the Magnolia Bakery banana pudding recipe because that's like one of my favorites. And the fact that they leaked it is really nice.
I have a question. When you guys make banana bread, do you put cinnamon powder in it? I know some people do that.
I love cinnamon, so yes, the answer is always yes.
I always sub at least half the granulated sugar with brown sugar, but I am not a big cinnamon fan. Maybe in moderation. So I've never actually been to Levain Bakery. I need to go. I know.
You really do.
Do I just get like a classic like cookie, like a chocolate
Yeah,
chip
man.
cookie?
Just indulge. You should go. Now that you're back, you have no excuse.
I know, and it's right near school. Like I have
Yeah.
no excuse.
Yeah.
How
I
about
actually felt very.
insomnia?
Yes, I've had insomnia.
Okay, yeah, those are good too.
Yes. The Levain ones are just huge. Like that's the whole thing, right? Is that they're huge.
Yeah. They kind of
Okay.
taste like cake or like it's just great. It's just very indulgent.
I'm sold.
Yeah, I would like prepare for the level of indulgence it is.
It'll be like a meal, you know?
Yeah. Like a
or
like two
split
2 to
up
3
into
desserts.
many desserts.
Yes.
What's that new place that has like the boba filled cream puffs? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, Ali Mama.
Yeah, in Chinatown.
Yep. They also have like mochi, like fried mochi balls, which I heard are super good. They have like taro flavor and matcha.
Baked goods that I will purchase, not make.
Okay, I guess since we are approaching the end of our event, this is the time where we will be announcing the raffle winners. And so the first raffle prize is a 1-year free subscription to Disney Plus. And this subscription will go to person number 8. And We will reach out personally to you. Don't worry, guys. The second prize. Wait, do I announce it?
That is such a good prize.
Honestly, I have no idea. Okay, person 8, congrats.
Person 8. And then the second prize is an Amazon gift card of $20. Goes to person number 4. Person number 4.
Nice.
Finally, a $20 gift card to Starbucks goes to the lucky person number 2.
Wow, our prizes are really good.
We'll be personally reaching
Can
out
I
to
enter?
It's too late now. I guess we can enter in the rest of the week's events. But anyway, I guess this is the end. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you to Jess, Dara, and Michelle for like baking and chatting with us, and Brenda for like facilitating. Yeah, I hope you guys like this event. Feel free to stay tuned for the rest of the week. Lots of more prizes and good content coming your way. But yeah, have a good night or morning wherever you are, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
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 Bye.